Hi guys, I'm Pete from Don't Tell the Wife, and in this video I'm looking at the classic Army Nemesis DT4. Inside the box you do get your usual paperwork, including the instructions for that programmable MOSFET inside the gun. Apart from the padding in the box that does keep everything in place, you also get two high-cap mags along with the gun itself. So what do you do when you want more firepower? Upgrade the motor, put a bigger battery in, or in this case, add another barrel. Yep, classic Army have brought out a double-barreled M4. The gun itself is completely made out of metal, with the exceptions of the buttstock and the pistol grip, making it weigh just under 3.5 kilos. So it's definitely heavier than your standard M4, but it's a lot lighter than an M249. At the rear you've got a 5-position adjustable stock that also houses your battery. Just pull the switch back and remove the butt pad to access the mini Tamiya. The pistol grip and controls are standard that you'd find on most M4s. But this one does come with an ambidextrous selector and a nice flat trigger. The gun itself does have a double mag housing, so it can feed two independent barrels at the same time. 2 barrels means it's twice as thick as your normal M4. Along the top you do get a full length rail system with metal flip-up iron sights. These have got full adjustability for windage and your elevation. At the front you have got an M-LOK style handguard which has been stretched out to house those 2 outer barrels, and surprisingly, while it's definitely a chunky boy, it works really well. Each metal barrel holds a standard flash hider that can be taken off by undoing the grub screws and reveals a 14mm counterclockwise thread. So if you could find one thin enough, you could actually fit 2 tracer units on the end of this thing. Internally you do get 2 independent barrels and hop units that can be accessed by the ejection ports on both sides. The fake bolt catch is held back by pulling the charging handle, and once you're finished it can be released. In case you were wondering, inside the gearbox itself there is a motor running a standard version 2 set of gears. Those gears itself pulls back a double piston that powers both barrels. Also, each piston has got its own quick change spring system, so if you need to change one of those springs out, it's easily done. But apart from that, you also got a programmable MOSFET inside the gearbox, and you can program this purely off the trigger, so you don't need anything externally to do this. You can lock it to single shot, 3 or even 5 round bursts. But as it's a double barrel, that means that you're actually firing 6 or 10 shots at a time. For the Crono, I'm using 0.2 gram BBs, so I don't actually shoot my Crono. I'm only loading 1 magazine at a time and doing each barrel independently. So it's definitely heavy. It's probably about the same weight as an LMG, and probably just as chunky as well, but getting your hand around the front grip, it's actually quite comfy. It's not too bad. Of course you've got your M-LOK rails on the side, attachments and things, not a problem. Definitely need some kind of grip, especially if you're going to be playing for long days. Mags itself, you have got that battle rattle. There's no getting around that unless you're going to put mid caps in this. A little bit of wobble on each, but nothing too major. I think the main thing that confuses me is you've got 1 magazine release, which does both at the same time. So if you want to change one mag and not the other, you're going to have a bit of a trouble. But they go in easily, they click in, they're nice and secure as well. Nice thing about this, you can see those 2 BBs just zoom straight through, and you're going to hit that target all the time. It's really fun. I'm running this on 11.1, and when it's on full auto, that target is obliterated. And there goes the target. So there we have it. This is definitely a unique looking gun, and it just pumps rounds down range. If you're mainly playing in single shot environments, this might not be the gun for you, but the joy and the fun it brings every time you pull that trigger and see those 2 rounds going down range is definitely worth it in my opinion. As always, if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and until next time, thanks for watching.